All praises to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shah. This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas, Vintage Saints of Israel, and House of Jacob. Today, I want to get into the Hebrew Israelite Thomas family. All the Negroes with the surname Thomas in the Americas, Caribbean islands, Europe, Africa, and all those scattered abroad, like, Canada and what have you. Before you guys were slaves here in the Americas and Caribbean islands, you guys was royalty in Europe. You guys was royalty in England, Germany, Wales, and Ireland, all right? And we ruled the Dark Ages from 500 AD to 1500 AD. Yes, the Negroes ruled the Dark Ages from 500 AD to 1500 AD, and then we went into slavery from 1500 to 1500 AD to the late 1600s. But before I get into any more, Thomas family, I want to get into some scripture. I want to go to Isaiah 45:4, and it reads, "For Jacob, my servant's sake, in Israel, mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed as not known me." So more or less, the Most High Yahweh, he surnamed us. You know what I'm saying? All throughout history, we was called by his name. We was literally called by his name, all right? So now I'm going to get into the Thomas family history to prove so. All right, before you guys were slaves in the Americas and the Caribbean islands, you guys was royalty in Europe, right? In England, Germany, Wales, and Ireland. And I'm going to get into it, all right? And to remind you, we did not get caught in slavery in Africa. We got caught in slavery in Europe because we was royals, all right, Thomas family? All right, so now I'm going to get into it. The roots of the surname Thomas lies in the rugged landscape of Wales. Thomas was a popular medieval given throughout Europe, coming from the popular biblical name. All right, so how did these guys get biblical names during the medieval? It's because the Hebrews, our ancestors, was ushering in Christianity to our pagan relatives in Europe when we was pagans in Europe, all right? It is ultimately derived from the Aramaic personal name and Hebrew personal name meaning twin. Prior to the Norman conquest, this name was really found, by the 13th and 14th century, it became extremely common in Britain. All right, so we have names. We held names of biblical saints during the medieval times. That couldn't have been no Caucasian, because in the medieval times, in the Dark Ages, the Caucasians was in the outskirts of Europe as wild men and wild women. And you could Google that information up by going to Wild Men and Moors. And it'll briefly touch up on it, all right? Now, this is the early origins of the Thomas family. The surname Thomas was first found in Briconshire, traditionally a county of southern Wales, which takes its name from the Welsh kingdom of Brycheiniog, 5th century to the 10th century, where the family claimed descent from Owen Glendower, Lord of Glendower, Prince of South Wales. So that's a person that the Thomas family will want to look up, because obviously that Lord and that prince, he had Hebrew roots because he hatched on to the surname Thomas, to the patronymic saint. All right. So Thomas family, y'all over 800,000 strong in the Americas alone. It's time to remember that y'all are one family in the Americas alone, not including Europe and West Indies. All right, it's time for us to gather together as one unto the Mashiach Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and keep the commandments and get our blessing, because we living in the end, man. We living in the time of Gog and Magog, so it's time to get right with the Most High Yahweh before he bring judgment into this wicked-ass land, America, a.k.a. Babylon, all right? So it's Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas, Vintage Saints of Israel, and House of Jacob. I hope the Thomas family was edified. Shalom.